Hello, and welcome to this breaking news report here on Disney News with Disney Rod. I am your news anchor, Disney Rod, and today's top story. Apparently, my voice changes, and I put on a suit and tie when I am giving the Disney News. Maybe I should pursue a career as a TV news anchor. Oh man, this is what happens when I watch too much Who's Line. Alright. But seriously, Disney did release some breaking news regarding the Disney Cruise Line today and a couple days ago that I did want to share with you. Now, this news has been highly anticipated, especially for me. You know, me and my family, we do have a trip planned. I haven't told you guys anything because I have been waiting for more news to come out, such as this one, in order to, make the trip announcement. Now, this news doesn't fully confirm my plans, so I'm not going to make a trip review video just yet, but today you will be getting some piece of information regarding my trip. Now, a couple days ago, Christine McCarthy, Disney's chief financial officer, came out and gave us two huge pieces of information. One that states that the Disney Cruise Line will most likely be the business that comes back last. She was talking that, because of the nature of cruising and the reputation that it has, that if you're on board, you're more likely to get sick. You have thousands of people on board a ship. They're all together for a set number of days. So that increases the chances of getting sick and all of that. She said that most likely the Disney Cruise Line will be the last business to come back. She also did come out saying that the Disney Wish is going to be postponed. She says, and I quote, "The shipyard we utilize for our cruise ships, Mayor Wharf, was impacted and we encountered a delay. We are in negotiations and discussions with the shipyard to finalize dates. But as soon as we have those, we'll make an announcement when we expect the fifth ship, which is the first of the three, to be delivered. But it is delayed from what we have originally anticipated." So what was originally said was that the Disney Wish was going to be delivered around late 2021 and we were going to be getting its initial sale dates around January 2022. But because of the pandemic and everything that has been going on, there has been a delay with the construction of the ship and it is going to be delayed. As she said, we don't have an official confirmed date, but I do expect that we'll be getting one relatively soon, hopefully soon. Now, if I had to take a guess as to when it's going to set sail, I would say maybe near the end of 2022. Kind of sucks. I was waiting to see what the ship is going to look like, what it's going to have, what new things Disney Cruise Line is going to give us. But now we're going to have to wait just a little while longer. And now the breaking news headline of news that was released just today. Disney Cruise Line has canceled all their itineraries of their cruise ships up to mid-December. And now we go on to our field reporter, Cookie. Cookie, what do you have to tell us about Disney Cruise Line? As insightful as always. Thank you, Cookie. Well, what Cookie was supposed to tell you was, in case you didn't know, right now there is a no sail order set by the CDC all the way up to September 30th. What that means is that no cruise ships are allowed to set sail from the United States until the end of September, but the Cruise Line International Association came out saying that all cruise ships will voluntarily cancel their sailings until the end of October. Now, this Cruise Line Association, which is the head of the majority of the cruise lines that there are, said that all the cruise lines will voluntarily cancel their cruises until the end of October, including the Disney Cruise Line. So when that was announced, we had a date, okay? Disney canceled everything all the way up to October 31st and some cruises in the beginning of November. But after that, we really didn't get much. In fact, the same day, over a month ago, Disney removed all their November cruise bookings online. So if you went to the Disney Cruise Line website and tried to book a cruise for November, there weren't any available. Now, this already raised some suspicion. Disney didn't say anything. A lot of people are saying, that means that they're going to be canceled. But there was that lingering doubt in there. Disney hasn't said anything. So there was that little glimmer of hope and optimism that maybe it was just that all those cruises in November were sold out. Very unlikely, but there was still a little bit of a chance that that was it. And then last week, Disney started removing some cruises in mid-December. So if you went on the website and tried to book a cruise for December of 2020, STEM would still come out, but all of them up to the 12th of December were gone out of nowhere. Again, Disney didn't say anything. They just quietly removed it. And, maybe they all sold out. Or maybe because of the capacity limits that they're going to put, they're not selling anymore. Being optimistic, that's what it is. But today, Disney has officially canceled all of those cruises. And there's not much of a surprise. I mean, once they removed it, yeah, you could be optimistic, but you knew what was coming.
Here's the full list of cruise line itineraries that were canceled. On board the Disney Magic, all cruises setting sail from November 12th to December 12th have been canceled. In the Wonder, all cruises setting sail from November 20th to December 11th have been canceled. On the Dream from November 13th to December 11th, and the Fantasy from November 2nd to December 6th. So all of these cruises have been officially canceled by Disney. So this means that if no other cruises were canceled, the Disney Magic would set sail for the first time again December 17th, 2020 for a 4-night Bahama cruise from Miami. The Wonder would set sail again December 15th on a 5-night Western Caribbean cruise from Galveston. The Disney Dream would set sail once again December 14th for a 4-night Bahama cruise from Port Canaveral. And the Disney Fantasy would set sail December 12th, 2020 on a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise from Port Canaveral. Now, the following email is being sent to all the guests who are impacted by this news, and it reads, Dear guest, all of us at the Disney Cruise Line hope you and your family are staying well. While COVID-19 continues to impact all our lives, we are inspired daily by the stories of care, compassion, and resilience around the globe. As we continue to refine health and safety protocols for our future return to service and await further direction from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Disney Cruise Line is extending the suspension of Disney Fantasy sailings through December 6, 2020. So I would assume that depending on which ship you were sailing from, that would differ. This means that your sailing has been canceled. In light of this cancellation, we are offering guests who paid their reservation in full the choice of a 125% future cruise credit to be used for a future sailing prior to May 31st, 2022, or a full refund. We'll talk about that in a minute. The credit has automatically been added to your account. Once you have decided on alternate sail date, you may contact your travel agent. Your agent may place a reservation on hold for you by applying this credit as a payment option when booking a new reservation online. Guests that have not paid their reservation in full will automatically receive a refund of what they have paid so far. Thank you for your patience and understanding. We look forward to welcoming you on board as soon as we can and making magic for you and your loved ones. Sincerely, the cast and crew, Disney Cruise Line. And then in the bottom with a little asterisk in front, it kind of goes into detail explaining that cruise credit. It says the future cruise credit, FCC, is equal to 125% of your original voyage fare plus the cost of the vacation protection plan, if applicable. The FCC is only valid for sailings departing prior to May 31st, 2022. Your original reservation must be paid in full to be eligible for the FCC. The FCC is applied per person and is non-transferable, non-refundable, and has no cash value. Standard prevailing rates apply, and guests are responsible for any balance due after the FCC has been applied. If you end up not being able to use the FCC, you will be eligible for a refund up to the amount of your original voyage fare plus the cost of the vacation protection plan, if applicable. Standard cancellation policies and terms and conditions apply to future sailings. Guests who previously received an FCC are not eligible for an additional FCC. So this 125% cruise credit, it's kind of the Disney way of saying sorry, your cruise was canceled. And it's actually a very nice thing, and it kind of gives you a little bit of light amidst, sorry, your cruise was canceled, which could be one of the worst news ever. So that's kind of something to look forward to, but it does still kind of suck to have your cruise canceled. So the 125% cruise credit is applied to the original cost of your cruise. So let's say your cruise was $5,000, Disney will be giving you a credit of $6,250 to be used on when booking a future cruise. Now, it doesn't say it in this email, but that future cruise credit is applied to your future cruise that you book. And if the future cruise that you get is less than the credit that you have, the remaining credit will be applied as onboard credit to be spent on your cruise. So let's say, you get a $5,000 cruise, it gets canceled, you get the $6,250 credit, and you book another $5,000 cruise, you will have $1,250 of onboard credit to spend on food, activities, and other different things. So again, a little bit of light amidst, the darkness of that news that you get, your cruise was canceled. Now, why this impacts me. So I haven't really said anything about my vacation this year, but now is the time to at least give a little bit of information. Me and my family currently have a cruise booked for December 12th on board the Disney Fantasy for a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise. Yes, you heard that right. The first cruise that will set sail for the Disney Cruise Line is my cruise. Which, when I read the news today, I was so scared. Because, last week when Disney started removing those December bookings, I'm like, oh my God, did ours get removed? And I was looking through all of them and I saw that ours was the first one. I'm like, oh my God. So now Disney's canceling this. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? You know how insane it is that my cruise is the first one that will supposedly set sail. Now, that being said, it is a bit scary news, and do I believe that my cruise would set sail? At this point, I'm not sure. We haven't really gotten much news from Disney at all regarding the Disney Cruise Line. This is the first bit of news that we get officially from Disney in months. Disney really hasn't said anything besides, extending the cancellation date past October 31st. But that was already happening, and that happened with a bunch of other cruise lines, so it wasn't really exclusively Disney. And besides that, we haven't heard anything about what's going to happen on board, what's going to happen with the activities, what safety precautions they're going to be taking. We haven't really heard much. Now, there was a board meeting for the port of Galveston where one person was saying the supposed proposal that Disney was going to be releasing, and he was talking about it. If you would like to see that, I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description below. They talk about how Disney would be maybe operating at 70% capacity and how they will be enforcing port arrival times. They're talking about all of those things. Now, if you would like to check out the video, it kind of gives you a little bit of a glimpse as to what Disney is thinking about when going back to cruising. So check it out. Now, how do I feel about my cruise? Man, at this point, I really don't know. I'm hopeful that my cruise will still go ahead and I'm able to bring you guys along with me. But at the same time, I am completely mentally prepared to receive that email saying that our cruise was canceled. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this news, and when do you think Disney Cruise Line will actually set sail? I would love to hear from you. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I upload a brand new video every Wednesday. This has been Disney Rod with your Disney News with Disney Rod. Thank you for being part of the Disney family, and see you real soon. Good night.